Hi, Sassy Scrappers. How are you doing today? It's Try It Thursday, and I am bopping on here today. It's a beautiful day out. It's gorgeous. And remember that if you want one of the 3 different prizes that you can get with a $150 purchase, you need to do that before noon tomorrow on Friday. So just a short period of time left. Great, great deal. If you need albums, if you need pages and drop-in pages or pages and page protectors, if you need adhesives, anything. If you need photos, you can get on there and upload your photos and get photos. So anything you need off the website counts towards $150. Also, coming up Monday is our next secret box. So don't spend all your money because you want to save some for the secret box. Don't know how much it's going to be yet, but usually around that $50–$60 range. And also a new collection is coming out too that's really cute. So if you've gone strawberry hunting or berry hunting, you'll want this one for sure. So today I'm going to bop down to my tabletop here. And by the way, I'm Steph with Stephssassyscrappers, and I am in Central Iowa. So if you need to get a hold of me, please feel free to do so. I'd love to have you join us or join my group and answer any questions that you might have. So I'm down here now, and this says it's being recorded, and I know that, so I'm just going to stop that. Got my Diet Pepsi here. Can't live without that, of course. And what I'm going to do today is I received last week the noteworthy Simple Page Kit Bundle number 3. And so I have it here. Number 7 is the individual ones. And I'm going to pull it out and we're going to do this today and see what it looks like. It looks like it's about barbecuing, which is great because it's that time of year. And I'm going to pull out my trimmer, my 12-inch trimmer, and I'm going to pull out this baby. The Jumbo Repo. It is wonderful. I'm loving it. So also, this is when you buy the bundle, you get the sleeve, like I had it in here, and you also get a special little set of embellishments. So we might use those today too. I'm going to open it up for today and pull the contents out. And as you know, I like to take a pencil and a ruler. I've lost my blue ruler somewhere. I'm going to have to find another one or something. And I want to take some measurements so that I can use this layout again if I want to. So I am going to take, of course, you know that you get 2 base pages, and then you get a page that you cut out based off of the lines in the back, and then you get a sticker sheet. The sticker sheet looks really cool. So I am going to take my sheet here and I am going to measure. So this top little bit is 2.5 inches. So I'm just going to write 2.5 here. The middle one, well, it's hard to see. I might have to put my glasses back on if I don't know where I put them. Okay, so this one is 3.5. So this is 3.5. And the bottom one, or not the bottom one, next to the bottom one, is 3 inches. And then this bottom little white piece is 2 inches. So if we're lucky, that adds up to 12. Okay. 6, 9, 10, 11. It doesn't. 5, 8.5, 9.5, 10.5, 11. What did I do wrong? It's probably in this one that's hard to see. Yes, it is. That's 4.5, not 3.5. Good thing I checked that. Hard to see on that dark. So that is 4.5. Now we got it. Okay. I am then going to go to my cutout section here. And number 1, I'm going to measure. And number 1 is 6. We go this way first, remember, by 6. So this is a 6 by 6. That's going to be a 6 by 6. This one I bet is going to be a 4 by 6. What do you want to bet? Yep, 4 by 6. Number 4s are going to be a 4 by 6. These are easy. And I bet these are 3 by 2, 3 by 4, I mean. Yep. So it's 4 by 3 and a 4 by 3. There we go. So if I ever want to remake this page again with different paper, I have the sizes on the paper that I need. Okay. One way you could do this too, I mean, you could have this as your base, this lighter color as your base when you remake it, or and then just put the strips on top, or you could weld these together. You need a welding strip across here, one here and one here. So that's quite a bit of welding to do, but it would be possible if you had just some extra strips laying around and wanted to make a page with it. So we're going to get out our trimmer now, and we're going to cut these based off of what's on the back here. Now, if you notice, I can't cut straight down here, so I'm going to turn it first and just cut at that 6-inch mark. And once again, remember we have our little guides at the top and the bottom if you need to use those. Make sure you're cutting right on that line. There's also the little point on the end of this in white that you can use all the time. So there's cut number 1. I'm going to turn and cut these 2 pieces apart. And I just get it right on my cutting line, and I usually look at this little white point at the end. There's those 2. We'll set those aside. We're going to come back to this one, and I'm going to cut these apart. Here's number 3 and number 4. And between number 5 and 6. All right. We are done cutting, I believe. Quick and easy, huh? So I guess you can see both pages on my mat here. I'm just going to set these out on my double mat. Come on. And if you've watched me before, you know that I struggle with getting my papers on my mat, getting them centered, and having them stay there. So I do like to use what's called mint tape. And this I got from scrapbook.com. I don't buy much from them, but I believe Brenda Rose suggested she was using it. And I was watching her and asked her where she got it, and that's where she got hers. I think she actually also now has a different tape that she's using that is similar. I'm not exactly sure what it's called or where she's getting that, but this is just called mint tape. And it goes a long way because you can reuse it. I'd stick them sometimes. You might have seen me pick up some and throw it away just a second ago, but you can pull it off and reuse it as well. So here's my base pages, all ready to go. Okay. So I'm going to pull out my instructions again, and let's take a look at where things go. So I've got number 1 and number 2 here, and I am going to put them, it looks like the bottom sits right along that darker color there. So I'm going to put 1 and 2 on right there. And then I have 3 and 4, which I'm going to put over here and over here. And then I have 5 and I have 6. And that's the layout. But we want to spark it up a little bit, don't we? So we're going to add some embellishments and things to liven it up a little bit. So I'm going to put this up a little bit. Actually, this actually shows this overlapping the blue just a tad bit. And the same on this side. And this you can put your title in, or journaling, tell about your barbecue. What happened? Where was it? That kind of thing. So we're going to put those up a little bit because what we want to do is we want to run these little light bulbs along there. So we're just going to put those at about the, well, I'm just going to put them at the 2¼ inch marking. I'm just going to bring it over here and make sure that it lines up so I'm halfway straight. So there's that one. I'm going to do the same thing over here on this one. And these are just like little light bulbs like you have outside. Actually, if I was to do it, I think I would have put the light bulbs on top. I'm following the instructions this time. I might do another one and kind of do it my way. Because I think what you could do is put the light bulbs up here and then move these things down. And the light bulbs would look better up on top. But we'll go with this for today because this is the way that whoever designed it planned for it to be. So we'll do that. And then we are going to go ahead and place these in place. So this repo, you don't need lots and lots. Don't worry about using a whole bunch, just a little bit. And it does become more permanent as it sits on there. So here we go. This one, like I said, a little journaling box to tell about the barbecue. We're just going to kind of center that there. And then this one goes over here. I'm just going to bring it up a little ways from, actually could be about even with that. And if you notice, there's some stripes here. Make it easy to line up too. Okay, so I'm going to do the same kind of thing over on this side. And I'm going to place this right at that line. This is just for a little photo you can stick in there. You could also put a little photo in there as well if you didn't want to do your journaling. And I'm going to kind of line it up here. So I'm about the same height. I cross over to this page. Line it up on that black line. And we're going to go over here, and I've left about that much space there. I brought it down almost to the bottom. And again, I'm going to line it up with one of those lines to help me get it straight. And there we go. Okay, so let's do some embellishing. Now remember, we want kind of a triangle, so we're going to do up here, kind of here, and then more in this area. Remember, we want to try to do in each quadrant. So we have a third up here, a third here, and a third at the bottom. We want something in each quadrant. We want something in the top, the middle one, and the bottom one. Okay. So, and we also want to go thirds this way. So we have like a third, and a third. And we want one in each one there. So if we put one up here, we're going to have the top on this side. Then if we put something down here, we're going to have the bottom on the bottom. And then we need something kind of more in the middle over here. So we could kind of, sneak it up a little bit to do up over here, but something to make our triangle so that people look across our page and see all of our pictures. Okay, so let's do this. And of course, we're going to need some foam squares. But this one has like the lights here and then what a gang over the top of it, which is kind of cute. So if you're having a group or something, that'd be wonderful. So I'm going to pull out my foam squares. And I got into my last foam tape that I had the other day. I do like the foam tape. This might not work as quite as well with it. Ooh, I bent. I ran out of foam squares and I had to use them. So I'm going to put some foam squares on this to pop it up for a couple reasons. Ah, stuck to my finger. One reason is I'm going to kind of put it over the edge of my paper over here. So I want to make sure that I've got it so that I can put my picture in there. Okay. Now I'm also going to take my powder. I can put this ruler away now, I think. I'm also going to take my powder. Hopefully you can see a little bit over here on the edge. I can move this way a little bit. And this powder, remember, you just pull it off. Don't twist it. I have put some washi tape on mine around where you twist it. Once you've taken, when you first get this, you are going to twist it and take the cap out that's inside of it. And that's to hold the powder in there and so it doesn't spill in shipping if the lid would fall off or something. But once you've done that, you want to put it back on. I put washi tape around it so I didn't unscrew it again, come up here and like unscrew it, and then all the powder would fall out. You just pull it and it's ready to go. Then you're going to just tap it over the top. And you can do this before you put the foam squares on or after you put the foam squares. It doesn't matter, but do not take the tabs off the foam squares if you put them down until after you do this, or your little foam squares won't be sticky anymore either. And you can see it leaves just a little boop, powder residue there. That's no big deal. It'll wipe right off. And then I'm going to kind of put this here. Now, like I said, we don't want it clear at the top. We want to kind of bring it down a little bit. And also what I'm going to do is this obviously is going to come down here over my picture. So I'm not going to take the sticky off of these. I'm only going to take the sticky off of these top ones so that I can still get my picture into here, then take the sticky off. Okay, so we're just going to take the tabs off the top ones. Pull those off quick. Okay, so now I can stick this over the top like that. And here I've got foam squares underneath, but I'm not going to take them off until I get my picture there, and then I can go down there. So that's a way to kind of bear that a little bit. All right, then let's put some little stars around here. I love little stars. We'll put the blue one up here, and then let's find a couple little red ones that we'll put on each side of this. Another red one, here's one. Okay, so that's one of our little clusters. And down here, we're going to put a grill. Remember, we have to go boom, boom, boom. So we're going to put a grill down here. And I don't think I'm going to pop the grill up. I'm going to move my little tape down here. Oh, you can't see that. Push it up a little further. I think my camera fell. So I'm going to move my tape just a little bit here and put my grill down here. Alrighty. And then I've got some little tools, utensils here. I'm going to put right here. And then I've got a little cooler with some pop or whatever in it. And I think I'm going to pop that up with a little bit of a foam square right there. So we'll grab our foam squares again. And I can use a big one down here and a medium-sized one here. I'm still going to put some powder on it just so it doesn't, the bottoms don't stick. You don't have to use quite so many foam squares when you use the powder because it's not sticky, so it's not going to stick down. Just like that. And since I don't have anything that I'm going to put underneath this, I'll take all of my tabs off. I'm just going to stick that right down here. Okay. All right. So I've got here, here. Now I need to go up over here. I'm going to just pull this paper over because it's easier. And like I said, these are my mint tape. I'm just going to kind of stick them to each other and just stick them back up there on my holder. And we're going to do our cluster that goes up here. And this will kind of be our big one. So we are going to use the barbecue time. And if you look at this sticker, it's quite large. It has quite a bit on it. So that's fun. So we are definitely going to put this up here. And do I want, if I had some of the thin foam squares, I might put the thin foam squares under here. But I don't have any with me right now. I do have some in the other room. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and put it down. And we will build off of this. We will build up and out off of this. So we are going to use the little mitt. Okay. And we will use foam squares on this. And pop it up. And once again, I'm going to put a little powder on it. Then I don't have to worry about that thumb sticking. This reminds me of baseball season. This year during baseball season, seemed like the big thing was what I called oven mitts. I guess they're sliding gloves, but they all look like oven mitts. So when they get on base, they'd all put their oven mitts on. I'm just going to take the tabs off of that. And I'm just going to kind of throw this up here. There we go. And then let's put a plate of meat. How about that up there? Ooh, that looks like a ribeye. Okay, we're going to pop this up as well. Who doesn't like to barbecue? Summer, huh? Tastes so much better. Whoa, I got a little foam square on my finger. Okay, I'm over here. I'm gonna powder it up again. And actually, there's a tiny little hole in that I didn't see. I'm just gonna take my precision tip scissor and poke that out. There we go. Don't know that I really needed to do that, but I did. I'm gonna pull the foam squares off here again. And it's just gonna put that little piece of meat there. Now you'll notice that a lot of the times when you build a cluster like this, you want a base and then you want to build out and up. So we put foam squares onto both of these, we build it out, and they've actually even touched a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to do some more stars maybe here, huh? Put a couple stars up here just to kind of add a little pizzazz. There's one. And one up here, just to kind of fill in those little spots. Okay. And I think that's pretty much it. Now we have like a ketchup and mustard bottle, a little thing that says summer cookout. And we could kind of add that right in here. Add a little bit. Or it could even go, they have it right in here is where they put it. And that's fine. But I don't know. I think I might like it more of a larger cluster down here because we don't have anything else down here. I'm thinking maybe like that, and then pop that up with foam squares over this. What do you think? Like that? I'm gonna do it different. You know me, I'm always different. And again, I'm gonna use the tiny foam squares and the powder. How I'm doing on time. I hope I'm okay. So one thing about me, you won't get too long of a video ever because I don't pay extra for my Zooms. So they're usually under half hour or around a half hour or no more than that usually. Okay, so I'm pulling those foam squares up and I'm just gonna put summer cookout right here. All righty. So I think we are done. I just need to go find some photos that will work. I didn't even use any of the exclusive little embellishments this time, but I have a bunch more on here as well that I can use. And, you know, I can sure find some more papers that will go with that I could use too. So isn't that cute? It suggests that you put a picture here and a picture here. You could use 4x4s. They're 6x6, so you could use 5.5x4 or whatever in here. Of course, one here, a small one here, and another 4x6 here. And you can put a picture here, or you can do your journaling here, or you could do journaling here or here, lots of places for your journaling. So I think that's really cute. I can't wait. I think we need to have a barbecue. What about you, huh? So stay sassy, girls, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.